troubleshooter Judd McElvain solves problems on Channel 2 Action News.
Oprah Winfrey.
Tonight on 48 Hours. Television for sale.
There's nothing on television like this.
And the rule is, anything goes.
American Gladiator.
This TV, it's a jungle. Sure, I do things that are sensational.
Welcome to life's most embarrassing moments.
I'm keeping my mind strictly on that audience in there. It's strictly on the show.
An inside look at the hits.
What the hell's going on in this country?
Greed, lust.
Take my wife. Meet the blonde.
I don't like trash TV. I think that's for other shows.
I think television is what America wants it to be.
And the hopefuls.
We have to be finished tomorrow night. The show will be between $275,000 and $325,000. I like it. I like it.
Jackpot!
2 days and 2 nights in a high-stakes guessing game.
These shows can generate quite a bit of cash.
There is something weird about this.
Is this what you want to see?
We're not Geraldo.
Trash TV, tabloid reality, talk shows and game shows, all hot stuff at NATPE, the National Association of Television Program Executives Convention in Houston. And you can bet your local station was there, hunting for hits that won't play in network prime time, but that are big time nevertheless. For 48 hours, come along with us into the wild world of TV syndication, where performers, producers, and programmers play a real-life game of Let's Make a Deal. And you, the viewers, get to pick the winners and the losers.
Take that up a little bit more, Mike. Come on, live. The prompter is not quite as crisp as the prompter in New York.
All right, welcome to the first of our historic shows.
I am a populist journalist.
The cars, maybe a couple of big mouths, but
If they gave out Nobel Prizes for big mouths, Mort Downey would be doing his show from Stockholm.
we're not all intellectuals, all right? I don't pretend to be. Mort. Hi. How you doing?
We watch you every night.
Thanks.
Every night. Lynn, I'm his wife.
What is it you like about him?
His badness. He's rude. He's
It's
obnoxious.
totally different from any other show.
5 seconds.
Houston, Texas.
Call it reality program or trash TV, whatever. Geraldo, Current Affair, Morton Downey Jr., they're hot properties at this year's convention. Very hot properties.
Tonight, we'll talk to millionaires, billionaires, and their wives who are living on the street.
The critics may deplore them, not so the public.
But they're going without the standard of living that they were accustomed to.
Well, they can learn to go without the... They have to sacrifice a little, because Daddy's boob ain't going to be around to suck on forever.
I think that we need alimony for a short period of time, say 3 years, in order to... No, wait a minute. It is really hard to get anything out with the hecklers. And one thing I notice about these hecklers is that most of them don't look old enough to understand the issues.
Can they vote? Can they vote?
I don't know, can they?
Yeah, they're damn right. And can they go get their butt shot off in Vietnam to save your life?
Yes, they can.
We'll be back with the audience again. Stand by.
I think it is wonderful that you have a show where people get passionate about the important issues of the world.
His name is Bob Pittman. He created the Morton Downey Show, and before that, MTV.
I take it that you dismiss the term trash TV.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I would consider the other boring journalism.
What the hell's going on in this country?
Suddenly Mort Downey comes along and 18 to 34-year-olds are watching. So maybe I didn't get them the way other people expected that audience to be attracted, but the good news is we've got them watching issue shows instead of sitcoms.
Wait a second. I mean, this is a heartbreaker, Texas.
They're not watching this for the issues. They're watching, and you know this, they're watching hoping Mort is going to tear somebody apart.
Well, you know what? That is the way most of that group deals with issues. All we're doing is finally putting it on television. No one talks about issues the way they do on 60 Minutes.
Depends on what sessions are going on.
You're a hot ticket. There are 10,000 requests so far.
The convention is a Turkish bazaar, the goods, TV shows. And the sultans at this bazaar are the moguls who run the big entertainment conglomerates, like Shelley Schwab, the president of MCA Syndication, the company that sells the Morton Downey show.
I believe that you have to offer a varied menu of programs. I'm a company that's offering Lassie, for example, and the Munsters, and Morton Downey Jr. I mean, there's a big range in the selection of programs.
Yeah, but your critics would say it's all schlock. I mean, does the world need
all Munsters and Lassie?
Does the world need the new Munsters?
Let me ask you something. Does the world need 3 network newscasts on the same hour? It's not a question of whether the world needs it or not. We offered Morton Downey to the marketplace. We listen to our audience. The audience in this particular series said, give us more. This is what we want.
You know, I've been in the television business now for almost 20 years.
And then there's Geraldo Rivera. He's sensational, often outrageous, even trashy.
Yeah, I'm going to be nude. I'm going to be in a nudist camp.
And his critics would say, those are his good points.
Sure, I do things that are sensational. I also do things that are really cold, sober, absolutely responsible and necessary, and not very entertaining, and not the kinds of programs that get a rating.
In terms of titillation, what, I mean...
Titillation is harmless. It is. It's harmless. I mean, look at Playboy or those things. They're so mainstream now.
You say it's harmless, and other people say television is too important for male strippers.
Those people watch daytime television, you know, as often as I read the Encyclopedia Britannica. I mean, it's just preposterous. Do these people even talk to women that don't work? Do they understand what it's like to work the night shift?
So the critics hate you, by and large.
Yeah.
And your point is?
My point is the critics don't count. It's not like Broadway. Broadway, a critic can close a show. That's their frustration. Television, you're talking in terms of tens of millions. What critic is going to truly affect an audience that large?
The critics who think that my show, Geraldo's show, Oprah's show, Phil Dunnigan's show are the worst that America has to offer. I think it's the best that America has to offer. On the next Morton Downey Jr. show, bring it, gang!
NATPE.
Prowling the convention floor like a speeding bullet.
Oh, George.
Relentless in his pursuit of a hot news tip.
Ooh, let's see if there's any stars over here, though. It looks like there is before we go.
Look. Hi! It's Richard Hack, super reporter.
And the famous Regis Philbin.
Honest to God, everybody's coming to
You know what? You're right. Again.
Covering the TV beat for Hollywood Reporter, the industry trade paper.
It is now almost 4 o'clock, and I've got to get going to the international seminar upstairs on the 3rd floor. They make you walk up and down endlessly all day long.
And mild-mannered reporter, he ain't.
Listen to me. It's called a scoop.
You got it. I'm telling you.
These people, you got to teach them. You know what I mean? The idea of this entire convention is for TV stations, affiliates, independents, low-power TV, cable TV, to find the shows that you will be seeing in 1990, 1991. Secrets and mysteries. I am a little hesitant about the witchcraft angle here. I must admit. When I hear that we're going to show, I mean, this isn't going to be Geraldo with the Satanism, is it?
You're not a believer.
It was here that we first got our glimpse of Morton Downey. It was here we saw Geraldo, who was nicknamed Horrendo at the time. I mean, roller derby and me do not see eye to eye. I don't know, there's something about all that pushing and shoving. It makes me nervous. And this year we're going to be seeing, there are about 220 new shows trying out. What they do is they're either launched here or they sort of fall flat on the pad. And that's what we're here to find out.
Now, this is a Paramount.
This is Paramount, yes. There's another thing to note here, you know, The cost of some of these stands are more than a lot of TV shows that we're seeing on the air. This stand here costs between $500,000 and $700,000 to build.
For the stand?
For the stand alone. You know, it's like a nice, medium-priced house in Beverly Hills we're looking at here, with a few more TV sets.
People feel better if they see excessive spending?
No, they don't look at this as excessive. What they look at this is prosperous.
Later in our 48 hours, we'll follow reporter Hack's pursuit of both the prosperous and the excessive through television's gauzy corridors.
This TV, it's a jungle. I mean, what can we say? It's a jungle.
Today, over 40 million families are getting something extra. It's not a tax refund. They haven't won the lottery, didn't get a raise. What's happening is the one place where they all shop has lowered prices on over 50,000 items in their stores and catalogs. Who are these 40 million lucky families? The customers of Sears.
A big game and a big meal, and Coach Rollie Massimino feels worse than he looks. So he reaches for Rolaids. For millions, nothing works better for acid indigestion. So at least Rollie feels better. Relief, you know how to spell it.
Ready?
In a minute, honey.
It's nice to be noticed for what you wear and how you look. And if you wear dentures, it's nice to know Efferdent freshens up dentures and cleans away stains so well. With Efferdent, all they'll notice is you.
What I'm looking for is just a lot of activity. 9 days before NATPE. Think about the excitement that happened that night in Stamford, Texas.
Can I see some movement in there?
It's not working.
Michelle Prine and her company, M&M Syndications,
What are we paying for these lights?
racing against time.
Oh, I think it's incredible. It looks like the entire police department's out here.
They've got to shoot their new show, America's Search for Missing Children, in time for the big convention.
Has to be finished by next Saturday.
Cut, please. Everything's got to go right.
People out with no coats are going to freeze.
Michelle Prine, mother of 3, from Voorhees, New Jersey, out to hit the big time at NATPE.
America's Search for Missing Children is our biggie. It's a new time period that we've never gone after before. It's a primetime show.
Let's take this group over here.
So that's a new adventure for us. We have to be finished tomorrow night.
3 days to go.
Are you going to Houston next week?
Lots of sound effects, music. Back at their New Jersey office.
There will be 1,000 of these.
How are you?
I have 2,000 of these being run off.
This is our pre-NATPE meeting. The first day of NATPE is enormous schlep and hard work. Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to take this horrible flight. And we're taking all this garbage on the plane.
Now there's the city.
There's our booth. Oh, that's us right there. I can see our boxes. Hi.
Waitress, waiter.
Oh, okay, now that's the wait persons. Okay, I got it.
Did we order wait persons?
Apparently you did.
Oh, I don't think so. This is a cheap company to work for. But anything's possible. The bottom line is if you think there's money to spend on it, there probably isn't. Don't spend it. Wait people? You better not have ordered wait people. What's going to hold that baby up?
We all do a little bit of everything around here. It's part of the job we're climbing.
These are your sales?
These are salespeople. It's different than some of the other boobs. We all do it together.
Should the head of a production company be doing this?
Pardon?
Probably not.
But, I mean, every time I look around, you're lifting a box, you're pushing a bale, you're doing something. You're doing hard labor.
It's 5 of 4. We want to be done by 6. We'll only be done by 6 if everybody helps.
Are you going to make it?
Sure. Would you like me to hold the top so you can, make it work on the bottom? People ask, do you have to go to NATPE? If you look at what's here, you cannot survive in this business if you're not at NATPE. You can't get it straight enough from the bottom, Gar. People think that there's something wrong if they don't walk past and see your booth.
The Paramount sign is much bigger.
Making progress.
They're much bigger. It's not in the sign. It's not in the sign.
To give you some idea of the kind of league that Michelle Prine's trying to break into, let's look at some of her neighbors at this convention. Here's MGM with a Hollywood-style set featuring Leo the Lion, no less. Vestron Television with the Dirty Dancing concert tour. And then there's LBS, one of America's 10 top syndicators. It distributes Family Feud, and its lavish exhibit is right across from M&M Syndications.
I would rather put the money into the programming rather than into a booth.
Right now, Prime's in late night TV. Shows like Action Boxing and Tabloid Rocker. Now she wants that primetime slot with America's Search for Missing Children.
The show, in terms of production cost alone, will be someplace between $275,000 and $325,000 just for the production itself.
Ooh.
And that doesn't include the cost of distribution.
And that's your money. I mean, you put that money up.
Yes.
What's it feel like to have $375,000 on the line? How's it feel?
It's the future of the company.
Good morning.
All right.
Let's get rolling here.
Michelle, it's 2 minutes to showtime. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a great convention.
What do you need to make it great today?
We just need a lot of traffic, everybody coming by and being friendly and positive. Get some people to watch the shows that haven't seen them before.
But before she really gets rolling, an unexpected hit. Prime's down with the flu. So you're going to leave?
Yeah. Anybody who knows me would not believe that I'm going to leave in the middle of the convention.
Will she be down for the count? Check later on 48 Hours.
But usually every morning you walk to work?
Oh, yeah. That's the best part about living here. You can walk.
Except, of course, when it's pouring rain.
That's right.
Our story begins at 9 a.m. in Manhattan.
We're going to go to 67 between 2nd and 3rd.
One of the reigning monarchs of tabloid television is on his way to work.
If they want to call it tabloid journalism, that's fine. Hi, Isabel. We're not like Geraldo or Mort or Sally Jesse Raphael or Phil or Oprah. Hello, everybody.
A week after the Houston convention, Maury Povich is sitting on top of one of the hottest shows in syndication.
Did we get any numbers?
A current affair calls itself Guts TV. 30 minutes of
outrage, of power, of influence, of sex, of violence, of greed, lust. They are the stories across the back fence. Something very peculiar is going on in the peculiar world of so-called tabloid TV. I'm referring to the tendency of the new, widely promoted Inside Edition to rerun the same stuff that's already been seen on its founding father, A Current Affair.
And try this one out first as far as Princess Di.
2 years ago, it was just another late-night half-hour in New York City.
A current affair? It's a television show?
Syndication turned A Current Affair into a national sensation.
Ask that you
Take my wife. Meet the blonde, a princess.
Chung.
The story of 7 women that lived in one body. One of them had a problem. Wicked Wanda.
Stand by 7. And
By next fall, imitations of the magazine-style program will be filling up your TV screens. The question is, why?
I think successes of A Current Affair is that we do not talk down to our viewers. We're not condescending. We're not arrogant. We like to talk and present our stories on the same level that the viewer watches them on.
What is the Satan thing that Joe was talking about?
Do we have the Italian rock singer performing?
Yeah.
Oh, we do?
Separate, with no
garter belt. In a garter belt.
And now somebody has found remains of a skull. How much time we got left?
42:25. If Gordon runs.
How's it look to you?
Too light. It's too fun. Too much fun right now.
But isn't that part of the essence?
Yes, part of the essence, but it's not, you know, I mean, I like it. I mean, this show runs the gamut from being Saturday Night Live to 60 Minutes, and we got a lot of Saturday Night Live stuff.
On a freeway in a moving car was her most unusual sex experience.
What is this?
These are about half of the questionnaires we got back in the Current Affair Beta Research National Sex Survey. A lot of stuff going on in moving cars. That's maybe why we have such higher insurance rates.
Maury, pick up the sex line for a sec. Wait, kill it now. He's gonna talk on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Lock it there, Maury.
We really do have a lot of fun, and we don't take ourselves too seriously, and that's why it's very difficult to talk about the success of this show. I mean, we are still the tattered kids with the torn sneakers.
Now in 135 markets and available exclusively from 20th Century Fox Television.
If a current affair is like kids with torn sneakers, then the laces must be made of gold.
We are fortunate to be the most successful news show in syndication.
Michael Lambert is president of domestic syndication for 20th Century Fox, and this is where his action is, the Fox booth at Houston's NATPE convention.
We are licensing the show now for sometimes 4 and 5 times the license fees that we obtained last year, which is a tremendous increase, unprecedented in the business, really.
The competition points to a current affairs high ratings as a selling point. Obviously, many believe there's an untapped market for reality programming. The Paramount show Tabloid doesn't mince words in describing that market. Just listen to what the press kit says. It's a program which gives viewers what they're hungry for, exploitation. It's a daily dose of sensational crimes, international scandal, and titillating gossip.
Imitation is the sincerest form of television.
These are the numbers.
Oh my gosh, we beat him in Chicago again. What about the drag queen?
We're doing an interview tomorrow morning.
What time?
11:15.
That's too far. I mean, is it testing the tolerance of the public?
You cross the edge if they turn off the set. That's one edge that you've crossed. And that's when the viewer decides this is not right, or that this is too much for me, I don't want to see it.
Also tonight, on the eve of her U.S. visit, a princess shops for unmentionables. Hello, everyone. I'm on. Welcome to a current affair.
Another class show.
Mercury introduces Cougar XR7. Supercharger. Speed-sensitive steering. Anti-lock brakes. All this and the quality of a Mercury.
Like a Mercury.
Airport, please. I got a 9 a.m. flight.
No problem.
Good.
What airline?
Alaska.
Alaska. First time Alaska?
Yes, it is. But airline never take off on time.
First time Alaska.
When Alaska Airlines says a flight will leave at 9 a.m., we do our best to make sure it does.
I tell you, they never leave on time.
So usually the only time you'll have to wait for a plane is when you miss one.
What's the world coming to?
Oh, excuse me. Have you seen Joe and Van?
Not yet, Mr. Chambers.
Hey, where have you guys been? Running late. Good time, great day. You know what day this is?
Yeah, Tuesday.
That's why this is your place. The good time, great day.
Happy birthday, Mr. Chambers.
You guys.
You didn't think we'd forget, did you?
Yeah. At McDonald's.
Paradise. Next, Wild West. Is JR happy with his new wife?
That'll be the day.
Or is he up to some new tricks?
Yes.
Now, who said this wasn't going to last?
Dallas. Then, the new generation is moving in.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
And some are moving out.
I'm leaving you, Richard.
Falcon Crest, right after Dallas, Friday starting at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Coke to get up, pills to come down, booze to even it out. It's a juggling act where one miscalculation can kill you. Life doesn't have to be a three-ring circus.
Well, they're all here. We're all here, I guess I should say, at the biggest showbiz bazaar, and you can spell that either way, filled with stars, tycoons of the entertainment industry.
We thought we would own Ludwig's Deli in Red Bank, New Jersey.
To put it mildly, they are very important people in the world of syndicated TV.
There's nothing on television like this. Absolutely nothing.
So what are you doing now?
Reality-based music television.
In fact, they are the kings of this business.
We even bought those fine movies.
He's Roger King, and he's Michael King.
Remember Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
No, there was
SOS and Robo.
The brothers who run King World and own the distribution rights to the top 3 shows in syndication.
When my father died in 1972, we inherited the Little Rascals. So our first year of business, we did $72,000 gross.
And what about 1988?
About 350 million, 400 million.
It's not bad, starting out in your brother's basement, huh?
Yeah, it's a minor improvement.
So how did 2 guys from New Jersey parlay the Little Rascals into a king's fortune? Well, you know the show Wheel of Fortune? The most popular syndicated show in the history of television?
Don't you just love it?
It's theirs. How do you explain your incredible popularity? More people know who you are than know who the vice president is.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
And you don't talk, for the most part.
I know. Can you believe it? What is America turning into?
A Jeopardy workout. King World also distributes Jeopardy, the second most popular show in syndication. And number 3 on their hit parade,
Okay, let's do it.
Oprah, the #1 talk show.
People who view my show watch because they understand that although we have different lifestyles, our ideas about life are the same.
Absolutely. Come on, make sure you're on. I want to talk to you.
And this year, the King brothers are producing a couple of shows on their own.
Do you want us to do an ad-lib exchange with that?
Inside Edition is one of them, which they were taping during our 48 hours at the convention, at the time hosted by David Frost.
You watch some of these programs, you know, I mean, the issue shows about, you know, should one-legged lesbians be allowed to adopt ferrets, or, you know, and all those sort of things, and you think television's gone slightly mad.
Should one-legged lesbians be allowed to adopt ferrets?
Well, it's an important issue, and it's one I'm going into in pretty great depth.
They're also selling a show that's supposed to compete with Saturday Night Live. It's called Offshore Television, starring Mark Hudson.
I'm going to go in there and pitch offshore TV. I'm going to bring you in and let you help me introduce the show, and then we'll show them the tape.
Okay.
You tell them what some of the zany stuff you're doing, and it's going to be filmed.
This is scary.
We shoot on film. We have no laugh track. It's virtually just a show that's out there at late night that if you get, great. If the jokes you don't get, you have to wait for the next one to come along. And then we
Is there a cast to the show, or are we meeting the cast right now?
You are meeting the cast as we speak. I am the guy, I am the video pirate.
Why don't you syndicate programs on music and art?
If Michelangelo and Beethoven, if I could make them appear right here, they couldn't get a job in our industry.
We do parodies of Father Knows Less.
Helium Theater?
Helium Theater, which we do.
Which is a real panic.
Classic scenes of movies, all done with big red balloons, going like, I could have been a contender.
It's the people out there. They tell you what they like. If they don't like something, they're very straight with you. They won't watch it.
We do a thing called Video Blender, where we mix 2 great things, like the Brady Bunch and the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and we get the Brady Hunch with Florence Henderson with a huge hump. You'd be surprised at what these people will do. It's scary.
Would your father, what would he think looking at King World today?
I'll tell you, I would really wish he could see it, because what my brother Mike and my family have done is truly an American dream. The opportunity to be able to build it into a fortune, an empire.
It's been a long road for the King brothers, from the Little Rascals to Vanna and Oprah and Jeopardy. A long road trying to sell TV programs that for a long time no one wanted.
There were a lot of weeks that I wondered what the hell was I doing in this business, because we traveled, you know, 45, 48 weeks a year, 5 days a week, a different city every day, and nobody, when you got off the plane, there was nobody there to greet you. You're carrying your bags and, you know, schlepping to the hotel.
It's a lonely business.
It was long and hard, you know. Now it's real rewarding, but that was real difficult. That was for 5 years.
We don't have to carry our bags anymore.
Go out and feed the horses and feed the cats and wake up and watch the sun come over the barn.
Oh, feedback. It's very, very peaceful and very tranquil. It's kind of an escape, I guess, really, from sometimes what I deal with every day.
Marion McGinnis is one of North Carolina's most important TV viewers. She's the program director of WBTV in Charlotte.
Here we go. What I'm going to be doing at NATPE is trying to work to put together our schedule mostly for next fall. I will walk miles in the next 3 days. You just walk miles and miles and miles, and you go back to a booth, and you pass it again, and you come back. No, that's an order.
McGinnis's skill at picking winners will be measured right at the bottom line.
It's all there, the ridiculous to the sublime.
It's the syndicated shows like those being hawked in Houston that bring in a big chunk of station profits.
That's the Beam and Eddie Haskell.
But what we really have here is like sort of a Casbah for television shows. Right?
That's right. It's like a marketplace. You know, it's this huge shopping mall of programming. Hey, Don. How you doing?
First item on McGinnis's shopping list, a miracle in the critical 4 o'clock slot. She needs a show to beat the popular Oprah Winfrey, which is carried by a competing station.
Our mission here, we're on a mission from God. No, it's Highway to Heaven, though, it is. They are doing a pitch for Highway to Heaven, and so we're going to sit down and we're going to listen to the pitch about the show.
What we're offering is, where is there someone to take on Oprah? There's only one place to turn at that point, and that is Michael Landon brings Heaven to syndication.
A station our size will spend several $1,000s a week for a program for the late afternoon or the early evening.
Again, we've come down with the no-risk deal.
A couple of $1,000s to $10,000 to $15,000 a week. Now you multiply that times 52 weeks, and that's a lot of money.
Michael Landon would be proud to be on the station. All right?
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure.
It is fun. I mean, it can be frustrating and it can be scary and it can be nerve-wracking and it's stressful because there can be a lot of dollars involved. But
by the way, there's the real Michael Landon there, I bet you.
Yes. Hi. Fun.
You could maybe box him up and take him back to Charlotte. You have Oprah beat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. I think the Michael Landon thing was a setup.
I mean, you think this business is so cynical that they would have stationed Michael Landon in your path that way?
Of course. It's just, you know, it's showbiz. It's showbiz.
In the end, McGinnis decides that Heaven can wait. No sale. She begins shopping for a new weekend show.
So we're going to talk about Crime Stoppers.
And this is the show she'll go after.
On Crime Stoppers 800. There's an armed man with a knife to the throat of a woman. What do? Do you shoot? Are you afraid of hitting the hostage? Shoot? Don't shoot.
Don't shoot.
What would you do?
Don't shoot.
Shoot or don't shoot?
Don't
Call
shoot!
Call these 800 numbers and tell us what you would.
What's the trick to negotiating?
You never want a syndicator to know that you want his or her product. You never do, because then they'll try to raise the price. I guess it's kind of like playing poker in some ways, and they do the same thing.
The game gets tougher when a third player enters. Jack Callahan, manager of WSOC in Charlotte, McGinnis's competitor, makes a move to buy Crime Stoppers for his station.
I put myself in their shoes and say, what would I be doing if I were them? Because that's the game.
He needs to decide whether he's happy with my offer or not, and if he's not, so be it.
You could turn your head and walk away from Crime Stoppers 800.
Yep, I sure could.
Marion McGinnis did not walk away empty-handed. A day later, she closed the deal on Crime Stoppers.
You do spend some nights going, oh my God, what if I made the wrong decision? And you wait for those rating books and you see, you know what you did, if you did good or you did bad. It's right there in black and white.
Today, over 40 million families are getting something extra. What's happening is the one place where they all shop has lowered prices. Who are these 40 million lucky families? The customers of Sears.
Programmed fuel injection. 4 valves per cylinder. Formula One technology. If you drive simply to get from point A to point B, you'll miss the point of the Acura Integra.
A sink isn't the only place Woolite cleans safely and gently. Use the delicate cycle, and a lot of your hand washing won't need your hands.
"48 Hours" will continue.
It's the legendary legerdemain of David Copperfield, with special guest star Emma Samms and the greatest escape attempt ever. David Copperfield, Friday at 8.
On West 57th, Oscar nominee Jodie Foster, intimate, revealing.
I was very scared that I would fail in this movie.
Jodie Foster, for real, Saturday.
This is not a college dorm. It's a classroom where you can earn a doctorate studying, among other things.
Ricky, this is it.
I Love Lucy. Join the class Sunday. This is CBS.
Few people really understand money, how to make the most of it, how to use it effectively. To most people, money isn't funny. It's serious business. If you're concerned about your money and your family's future, ask your financial representative about the investment products of Kemper Financial Services. Because you shouldn't lose sleep worrying about your investments. Kemper, a concern for your future.
This is the final call for Flight 39. Apologize for the delay. The captain has turned on the fasten seat.
In an average business year, an average business traveler serves an average 21 days locked in transit.
Baggage for Flight 256 will be arriving.
National has a way to reduce your sentence, and it means you'll never have to encounter another counter. National's Emerald Isle. Freedom at last.
Which way is tower tipping? The story on Action News at 11.
Hi, Brian. Pleasure. Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Day 2 of NATPE.
How you feeling? Just fine.
Michelle Prine of M&M Syndications.
Want a seat?
She's bounced back from the flu.
Want a soda? We should probably get 300 people to come by the booth, and that'll be a success.
All these people who are going by are potential buyers. Why don't you just step out and grab one and bring him in?
I've done that.
You have?
Sure. It's for you, sir. There's a talent to grabbing. You either feel comfortable doing it or you don't. You guys are not grabbers. Frankowski, I'm going to have to teach you how to grab.
How to grab?
How to grab. You just let these people walk on by. Gar, can we pop the trailer on?
Prine puts on the old hard sell for her top show.
America's Search for Missing Children is a gut-wrenching docudrama.
Gut-wrenching or not, it's gotta be sold.
I would love you to see it because it's good.
Police poured in from the surrounding towns. The M Systems market became the command center for a rapidly expanding search.
I like it. I like it.
Fear had suddenly replaced tranquility in Stanford.
We went down for the taping of this.
The search for Courtney Clayton moved outward.
Prine has already sold missing children to more than 100 stations, but on a barter basis.
Focusing on the woods, lakes.
That means the station gets the show for nothing, and she has to sell commercial time to make money. So her targets here are both TV stations and ad agencies.
I'd like them to do pro-social things. I think it's a very, very, very hard sell.
Fred Dubin represents the kind of advertisers Prine must get for her new show to be a success.
Well, he's got the kind of clients that I think should be sponsoring it. He has Citicorp and he has JCPenney.
She must sell 10 commercials on her show to break even on the big gamble. What will advertisers think of it, do you think?
I think some are going to look at the audience potential and say it may not be terrific, and therefore I'm not interested in it. Others will say it's a wonderful environment, and I'll buy it, and I don't care what it costs.
You try to hit her.
So far, Prine has sold only 6 of the 10 commercials she needs.
I'm sick, John. This is the best thing we've ever done. We spent a fortune on it, and I'm dead.
Everybody knows TV's a copycat kind of industry. So you might wonder if there's another missing children kind of show here. And guess what, folks? There is.
You can't find somebody or have someone help you find them unless you have something to work with.
I definitely had tears in my eyes when I saw some of the footage because...
Meet Mark Rafalowski. He's trying to sell Has Anybody Seen My Child? Wasn't Michelle primed first for this kind of show, and then you people came along?
I don't think so. Jeff King, the producer, is here, and Jeff had registered with the Writers Guild in February of 1988.
I knew nothing about his show until I was contacted by somebody in the advertising industry that he had pitched, who said, this show sounds an awful lot like the show you talked to me about. So that's my first knowledge of his show.
And you've got a lot of money tied up in this show. What happens if Missing Children bombs?
Then I've lost it.
You've lost the money.
Even if the money's lost, hopefully the exposure of having done a program that's better recognized than some of our late-night offerings should make a difference to the company in general and might make launching the next show easier. We brought a segment. We did a trailer with Shirley Jones hosting it. You want to take a peek? And you're going to be heartbroken that you didn't take it. Get him pitched.
I do like what you got.
Pitch him again. Do you want a 5-minute trailer to take? Tell him you pitched him a third time. And by the fourth, maybe they'll buy. Thanks. Bye-bye. We did pretty well.
By the end of the convention, she'll have signed up 132 stations and sold 10 commercials, hitting her break-even point.
The friends and neighbors of the Claytons formed an army almost 1,000 strong.
And if the show finds a big enough audience, Michelle could clear as much as $2 million.
Even so, the search for Courtney Clayton was to slowly wind down.
I want to get it at a time, a scoop I want. I don't want it when everybody else knows the news. I'm the last one to, don't you know I'm big time?
We know you're big time,
Reporter Richard Hack is back.
This is Wednesday, day 2 of the convention, and today is when the deals are actually going to begin to start to fall into place.
Well, who are some of the smart stars, stars that really know the business? And
Byron Allen has a new show at Genesis. Very, very clever guy. He's executive producing his own show as well as starring in it.
A major
You've done it again. You've come through. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. We're going to be on.
Joan Rivers is doing exceptionally well. Not only has she been on Hollywood Squares, as you know, but her new talk show is heading for a September start.
Yeah,
all right.
it's all right. You could have to spin it a little.
I was afraid everybody would notice. Certainly Geraldo, who owns his own company that does it, nothing gets by him. Some of the people that you would least suspect, like Ivana White, for instance, very clever with money. While she's busy turning letters on the screen, in her mind is dollars and cents. This is $10 more here, and this is $100 more here, and I'm getting a new dress tomorrow, and this is $2,000 here, and I'm getting a new house the next day. It's not like the old days where the money just went somewhere, and then 20 years down the line they found out it was all gone. Those days are long gone.
I want you to know at WFMY, we're concerned about the programs your children watch in the afternoon. So we're making sure late afternoons on WFMY are both fun and wholesome.
Yep, we heard it right.
I think I did a very good job on that. Let me do it again. Hey, you're not dealing with a professional here, okay?
Maybe not a professional in front of the camera, but General Manager Hank Price is a pro at picking the shows that make his station #1 in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Thank you for the support that keeps us #1.
Here, the biggest draw of them all isn't Maury.
Female boxing, but not everybody's ready for it.
I'm afraid of being in that little tube.
It's not Oprah.
You said you read a couple funny books, and then it was kind of...
It's
The Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith, with Ronnie Howard.
We don't have Andy Griffith on this station because it just happens to be available. We have it because it's the most successful show that we've ever had on this television station.
What are you doing, Oak? Writing your memoirs?
They're called evergreens. Shows like Andy Griffith, the Beverly Hillbillies, Gomer Pyle. Vintage programs that seem to grow more popular and more profitable with age.
What is it? What'd you find? 4-leaf clover?
How you doing, Frank? See you later, Tim.
How you
doing? How are you? Fine. How's it going?
What's the draw of
evergreens?
Andy Griffith and the Beverly Hillbillies?
Well, it's different for Andy from some of the other shows. Andy is a real show. They're real people, and you watch that show, and you know those folks, and you say, I've been through that.
Now he's relaxing.
Oh, come to the church in the vale.
Alice and James Schwenke of Houston are two reasons Andy Griffith is so popular.
Now, here's the businessman. Now, he's almost hooked to the lifestyle of Mayberry, but then he finds out something about his car, and all of a sudden he's right back in it again. He's got to get in his car. He's got to rush to do his business.
So how much Andy Griffith do you watch a day?
Well, I'm retired, so I watch it 3 times a day.
I only get to see it once.
3 times a day?
Oh, well,
Does it get tiring?
No, it doesn't get tiring.
Oh, no.
No?
And besides, you can see them over and over again, and you always pick up something that you didn't see before.
It's an escape from the cold, cruel world, really. Mayberry is just a dream town that most people would like to live in. You can't go to Mayberry to live, but you can watch it for 30 minutes and reproduce that peacefulness in your own life.
You're my son, and I'm proud of you just for that. You do the best you can, and if you do that, that's all I'll ever ask of you. Okay?
Okay, Paul.
Stay tuned, Evergreen lovers.
Come on, jump. Lassie, come on. Get up, boy, come on.
Lassie is coming home, again. This time as an all-new first-run show.
He's the 7th generation of Lassie. We've had my father owned the original Lassie. We bred all of our own.
Lassie's trainer, Bob Weatherwax.
Get up. I like to keep Lassie's integrity, to keep him in the original concept of what he was and why the people want to see him again today.
It's not the urban ghetto. It's not tabloid television. It's not reminding us of the contemporary problems like shootings in schoolyards.
Lassie's executive producer, Al Burton.
But it's going to be still family values. It's going to be the values we connected to Lassie.
The formula blends the old and the new. In Lassie, the old Timmy, John Provost, is coming back as the new Timmy's uncle.
The time is right for it.
And a nationwide hunt is on for the new Timmy.
I'm gonna name her Lassie. I always wanted a dog named Lassie. Her name is Duke. Her name is Lassie. She does kind of look like a Lassie, though, doesn't she? Okay, you can keep it. Yeah! Hey, thing, but hey. Hi, Lassie.
Even before a new Timmy has been chosen, programmers at NATPE are snapping up the show sight unseen.
Lassie, the most popular dog, the most promotable franchise in entertainment history. The magic is back. The magic of Lassie.
God, this is a great idea.
We already have advertisers, knocking down the door to try to get in on a national level. So...
I'd like to clear it.
Okay, well, let's...
Can we make a deal?
Let's talk.
Okay.
If you ask every American the meaning of success, you won't hear the same answer twice. Whatever your idea of succeeding, Citicorp and Citibank can help. With Citibank MasterCard and Visa cards, Citicorp Savings, Diners Club, and Citicorp Mortgage. We also serve millions of customers in every major marketplace worldwide. Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
The officers and staff of Royal Caribbean Cruise Line invite you to join them for 7 days of absolute perfection. RSVP, your local travel agent. Don't just cruise the Caribbean, cruise the Royal Caribbean.
Hi, Roy Clark with a challenge that's big news.
Do you believe new improved Hunt's ketchup tastes better than Heinz?
I've never tried it, so I don't know.
Would you take the Hunt's taste test?
Sure.
You picked Hunt's ketchup.
Nationwide, more people preferred new improved Hunt's ketchup over Heinz.
I can't believe that.
New improved Hunt's, terrific new taste, unbeatably thick.
I'm going to change because I like it much better than the Heinz. Much better.
Take the Hunt's ketchup taste test. You'll believe it, too.
The world is headed for grief.
Day One is amazing. People magazine.
You're here to build an atomic bomb.
Day One is brilliant. New York magazine.
Our brilliant light will rise 10 to 20,000 feet.
A blockbuster TV guide. To avoid the day after, you must experience Day One Sunday.
I'm Kathleen Sullivan.
And I'm Harry Smith. Tomorrow we'll be at home with Cheryl Teagues.
Also, Steven Spielberg and Susan Lucci shows us her soap wardrobe tomorrow on CBS This Morning.
Hey there, how's it going? Hi.
Why do they say all those terrible things about television?
Welcome to life's most embarrassing moments.
Why do they call it the boob tube?
From Hollywood.
Or chewing gum for the eyes?
Couch potatoes!
And why would people say the only reason they call television a medium is because it isn't rare and it isn't well done?
Celebrity Secrets.
And why would they say television started out mediocre?
And we did the Gong Show and the Newlywed Game and the dating game.
And then went downhill. Why would they say that?
They were the gladiators. Now, more than 20 centuries later, they're back. American gladiators.
American Gladiators, and
I would say part game show, part sports show.
It's a good, honest, everyday competition. Average people from all walks of life who get into the arena, into the pit, actually. Put him on his back and scored.
This is junk on a cosmic level. This is junk of an intensity, of a saturation that the world has never seen before.
Ron Powers writes about television.
What I think we're seeing is the lunatic fringe joining the mainstream, becoming the mainstream.
You make it sound like this is as bad as it's ever been.
Well, I've never seen it any worse.
Crime Watch tonight. Milan, models and murder.
These are just some of the criminals.
Philadelphia's deviant doctor.
Hey, he wants to get a gun?
Oh my God!
Suspects and witnesses. Who killed George Mullenbeck?
This isn't trash. It is quality television.
Over 21 women have disappeared from this street. He loves them, then leaves them dead.
I guess in the genre of, as people say, trash TV, but it was handled, we believe, in a very caring fashion.
And welcome to Can This Marriage Be Saved?
How active was your sex life before?
Very active. 4 or 5 times a day.
It's not even close to trash TV. It's done very tastefully. It's not the Morton Downey approach to television.
Come in and see Group W Video Services.
The history of television has been written in wisecracks. Like TV is proof that people will look at anything rather than each other.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's about some turtles that ran into some radioactive slime and became human-sized.
There is something weird about this.
You've been slimed by radiation?
Absolutely. What is perhaps most significant about this convention is what you don't see here. I mean, look around at these booths. Not a scintilla of the fine arts or even the semi-fine arts.
Roller games. This is high-tech MTV. A little of roller derby, a little of rollerball. And when it's done, a little of Playboy. Who said that? Are we going to win the Pulitzer Prize for literature for this show? Oh, probably not.
You don't see anything about that shows you a curiosity about the way the country lives.
What I've noticed is that the mundane is not working.
Secrets and mysteries.
Like UFOs,
Nightmares, it would be psychic detectives.
poltergeists,
The sinking of the Lusitania.
a mystic Hitler.
This is essentially a reality program dealing with the unreal.
TV has been described as an invention that permits you to be entertained in your living room by people you wouldn't have in your home. And there are few places in the whole world, as a matter of fact, where people are so innovative.
It's Dragnet for women.
They won't even bother selling a TV show unless it's new,
A little bit like moonlighting.
original,
Basically, it's a life connection type of game.
on the very frontiers of what television can be.
Almost like a lifestyle of the rich and famous.
But in a much more bizarre sort of way.
All of it actually began way back in 1927, when one of the inventors of television, Philo T. Farnsworth, transmitted the very first pictures right through the air. And what did Farnsworth broadcast on that historic day? Well, it was a simple picture of a dollar sign.
Jackpot right now today is the hottest selling game show at the convention. The reason being we're the only new game show that's coming forward with a proven track record.
Okay, but I want to make sure I understand. This is the all new
Jackpot. Production, all new Jackpot. How does
the all new Jackpot, by the way, differ from the old Jackpot?
It's not going to differ at all.
When it was all over, say convention executives, the strong new entries included Tabloid and After Hours, both so-called reality shows, Joan Rivers, and the revival of Lassie. But stations did not buy a lot of new programs. Instead, they chose to renew many of this season's shows. For now, programmers are betting that you are happy with what's on. But you can be sure that next year, the men and women who would be king will be back. I'm Dan Rather. Until next week, that's 48 hours.
There are a million reasons to drive a Nissan Sentra, and everyone is different.
First time that I saw you, I knew it was meant to be. Every day together, you keep pleasing me. You got the way to move me, yeah. You got the way.
The Nissan Sentra, the inexpensive car people drive because they want to.
It's a great territory, First Interstate Bank territory, because the First Interstate Bank card lets you get cash anytime, day or night, from Washington, D.C. to New Mexico, Colorado to Nevada. In fact, all across the U.S. So get a First Interstate Bank card and cash in on our territory. First Interstate Bank, we go the extra mile for you.
Today, there's an eye drop that fights redness better than Visine. It's called OcuClear, and you can see the difference, eye to eye. An hour later, the Visine eye shows some red. The OcuClear eye is clear. The difference is clear. OcuClear fights redness better, longer than Visine.
Being a mom is not easy. Moms cannot get sick. Without Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine, I can't take care of her. I can't be a mother. I can't do my job. Keeps my machine rolling. Helps me breathe in the morning. Helps that pain, that achiness feeling, the feverish feeling go away. Oh, this is the right stuff. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. This is the miracle worker.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast relief for tough winter colds.
I can't survive without it, okay?
Next on 48 Hours.
It's the Wild Wild West. They've got the streets. We have no control.
Tonight's murder is the 81st homicide in the district this year.
A Washington the tourists don't see.
They'll kill you for a $10 crack rock. They'll kill you for 50 cents.
Drugs and murder in a deadly duet.
We see patients that are shot up with Uzis, high-powered rifles. We're seeing execution style.
A city armed and dangerous. Murder capital next week.
Tonight, Gary fights for his freedom when he's arrested for Jill's murder. Is someone stacking the evidence against him? Find out later tonight on Knots Landing. But first, Lee Horsley has to make a decision to be a gunfighter or a father. Will he give his kids away? It's Trouble in Paradise next. For a transcript of 48 Hours, send $4 to Journal Graphics, 267 Broadway, New York, New York, 10007.